Abusana penso ya ma wache ama wo akwaba ene eye memenda fe na je say na koye August most many the toso aduonu mienu 22nd of August 2020 Adom TV so ne memenda du say ya na yesim konwa na ye Nnawotwe dwumadie nsama akoso na wotwemu nu nyina no na anapa ye de donhwere mienu eto ho na ye de ebobo ho hye no so wo hyen live Adom TV wo tie nka sempa 94.7 FM. Aha our election headquarters Kokomoti Power. And to send you no a chance no ano and a page media no achi you call Cape Coast. Now the launch of the NPP manifesto. You the home community na the abroad to video no and na here me Adom TV, Adom FM, Asempa FM, Insura FM. Aha the election headquarters. But an pay and come to no amfa bato ho. Efa yema adisua ho. Come here say awofo bia boka me investment. Etiti abofra no a de ne bedroom pempenso bi na fei enso hwe edikan ABC abofra no atimi atworo at the JHS level ansa na oduru SS nso a watworo wasi SS examination no ansa na watworo eno nso sa investment we nyina awofo ye se ne be ya abofra ne dache no ebetimi asiyi aban so ed interventions bebre egu akwan so aban ya oba nyame admo the free SHS plus other interventions a wode bo amofra no adisua ochinanti ana o mine dachen enti but akwai how kakra say most cases edru senior high in social media wasi no a anka me say afibia no yete leakage afibia no en social no ebi beto abonten ema mafra no mpo enya questions no ansa na omako examination room ho hadwene papa enso afibia no esie kwan be na ye fa so aso ano me kire WAEC waye adwumaku a womo ena omo kise san hwehwe no womo wo sobo ananso so sobo bi en hon ma betimi e de abo omo na se ya de beto odwane de adoso akosoro ehyaase nkakra amofra ne basabasa ya omo de hyase se past questions booklet e de mo omo no na ko omo de omo awreshem so omkotra examination room hono ano eno a na e ba beto enso anto yete basabasa ya ewo schools bim ye ntwere bio ena social no edin dodo sasobo no ye fa embo hwan anapa ye begimre pa na fe ye twetwe ho enkomo to join yen social media handles nyina eso sanse bi beto dwa no they are calls sen kan social no kra ye cancel ye cancel e be ye ana ye cancel psychologically emofra no ankasa ma dwene mu no nso be na ede be mo anapa ma menhye enkomo twetwe no ase na fe te nia ye baba ye ni ye me ne adusuani or a student wafamu na bibi nti yambo ni din me ne baba twetwe nkomo efa ensoshe se baba betron social anam baba betron social e de na ya esi e bia yen yakwa nkokra kakra nti ye bre no atwam ma me kwa homa no so na me ni me ni abema no entwetwe enkomo me ni abema ateme nka me mo ache hello ateme nka
hello sige me tonka
good so who ya de
try me hoye
good so what say exams are leaky I mean this year near koso gina no what but mo ye school for e ya sem foforo e ya de foforo de ma be me na
sige make sure when you say for gina exams leakage it's quite not news it was yeah so you draw BC and was gina Sandy Maria in a course. I can even say that this year and said on course in past years. It was yeah, it really happened. It was during our year group. I was busy in 2014.
One throw was he year bang?
Was it 2017?
2017.
Yes, was 2017.
Okay.
And it was during that time now. And at a WhatsApp, basso for and a Telegram, everybody basso for. So, Telegram, for instance, was like the main place used for sending exam questions any idea. You see, it's not really news. You said this year, for instance, you said last year, 2019, I didn't write WhatsApp, but then questions about I received some on my phone and stuff. But this year, say, they said they said who being so. Even though, yes, I've seen quite some one or two of them, but then this year they said they who no more. Like I said, this year kind of say all from Kakra.
I see.
So I'm quite surprised I news this year.
Okay, it's a moment so 2017, no. Now what was the new trend? Quite by him for Namunya, sir, leak questions, no.
Okay, so during our time in 2017, I remember I wrote WAEC private in 2016 when I was in Form 2. That's what I recorded an update. I wrote it in 2016. So we got quite a little experience in the WAEC game in 2017. In 2017, you know, before WAEC starts, there are social media handles like Facebook and other places where you can go there and get people's contacts who are supposed to be leaking exam questions. So you go there as students, not the school. The school doesn't have any hand in it.
There are social media platforms, say Facebook platforms are.
Yeah, Facebook. There are sometimes you receive anonymous messages from WhatsApp, like spam messages.
Okay. When we TV, you say, WAEC exam leaks room. Where a platform or Facebook?
I'm a WhatsApp platform. This platform has been there since about 2014, 2015.
Wow.
Yes, I know this very platform.
I see. How do you get access to?
So when you go there, there's a contact of the page's administrator. So during our time, there was this man, Mr. Luke. He was operating one of the pages. I've forgotten which page exactly was. So Mr. Luke was like the most popular amongst all of them. So you get Mr. Luke's contact. Then you contact him via Telegram. Then he gives you the rate, like the amount that you charge. I remember during those times, one paper was 300 cedis or so. So as students, those who are interested, we the students, those of us who are interested, you contribute and pay the amount. So some questions never, then you share amongst yourself. But then those questions don't go viral.
How much do you contribute? So as I
was saying, one course was like around 300 cedis, depending on the paper. Sometimes paper 1 or paper 2. So paper 1 objectives. Paper 1 and 10 leaky. Paper 2 and 10 leaky every time. No. So the paper 2, that was around 300 cedis at that time. So 300 cedis, depending on the number of students who come together for the deal, then you share it amongst yourselves, then you pay. So it's just those students who get it, just like this year. Just say, yes, some of them have friends who they'll give it to an idea. But then, the questions don't really go viral. If it's even this year, I know some students who have not seen some of the questions. Some get questions. There are some questions that come the night before exam, send idea, but then during the exam, they won't appear, just like we saw in the integrated science, the first paper this year. I'm going to say all the questions number. So there are some questions that come, sources. Some sources.
Maybe some of this specific question. You better come back to Facebook page, you know. I didn't see that what them share. I mean, a leaked examination. Is it because months you have here, and now so a normal will be a leaked questions, and now will be a people want to come out with flying colors.
Okay, so we do learn, of course, we do learn. We say there are some students who rely solely on Apollo. Among the Antwa, we say I remember that for instance. Your first paper was EMAS, that was 2017. For your first paper was elective maths, that was 24th March. Now, the night before, EMAS upon different by, even those who paid for it, different types by. But on the D-day of the exam, it didn't talk. But we still managed to write. If you, there are some of us who we don't rely on it, then we go and write our exam. But then we won't rely on that process. That's our sole source for the examination. No.
Okay.
But so there are some who do anyway.
Okay. And back to the Facebook page now. You can't want some no. Who say we share profile no? There's a phone number 0246 460 563. do you get to meet the administrator and also phone?
No, you don't meet them physically. It's a virtual conversation. So you speak to them via phone or WhatsApp. You text them. Some of them have Telegram channels. So when you pay the amount, then they add you to your Telegram channel. Then they post the questions on the channel.
Okay, at that point, on a particular Telegram platform, students do what saying, and I gather more so.
Oh, baby.
In thousands.
The Telegram channels, the amount is not that much. Some are like 50 CDs, 60 CDs just to join. So when you join the channel, then they post the question. But they're mostly on Telegram channels. Prior to the exam, they post trial questions and stuff. Trial questions, mock questions and stuff. So you're able to solve and prepare towards the exam. But then the night before the exam, that is when all the leakages go on. So select me at the course of what channel as well. It is the night before the exam. It doesn't leak 1 week. If you see any question 1 week to the exam, enter.
Leak question a week before the exams are enter. Is that what you are saying?
To the exam,
Interesting. On the night before the exam, so what happens?
The night before the exam, I remember when I was writing WAEC, the night before the exam, there's so much anticipation. Like, we are so eager, especially with the first paper. So what happened with the first paper in integrated science this year? Normal, quite normal. Is there's so much anticipation before the first paper. So, Apobeba Emma. The first paper not answer, then we stop focusing on that. But the first paper not then we know that yes, then there is something. Okay, into scanner more training and support on tour. Do you go for David. A business risk.
A business risk.
Risk I take it.
Hey. Kofi Ampadu, ya mo ehomode na fe, ya frɛ number no a ɛda Facebook page no so no. Na menene ntwetwe nkomo se bia wo apobi wo hɔ no ma, obetimi de aboa me a. But this is the situation. There's a Facebook platform. Number that so. Open league. Kofi Sanfa platform no to any suma me bio. So there's WAEC exams leaks room. It's a community. And here we share followers. The number of likes 15,088. Hey, and a number so and that's what 0246 460 563. And to open league questions are okoha one like page you know nafi and we be out here be the amount. So this is the trend. And a pen competition no na it's very very worrying. Idea one mofrano awofo no my investment no and then the energy and effort at for mofrano preparing them for examination. Well, and pay a better chinkomo. Bema mama no aseni fancy ha. Why?
Okay, madam.
Mama no aseni fancy ha. And we are anonymous. Bibinti afani din and tuja. But already seated, Ura Joseph Atu Homaji. Did say dinimi boni or Ghana National Education Watch.
David. But Ghana National Education Campaign
Coalition. Ghana National Education Coalition. Campaign
Coalition.
That's it.
Me na me interim chairman.
Okay. Okay. Bibi aboko de.
Nyame adom.
Utie nkomo amene abrante no twetwen a. First off, mamenje we initial comment. Was nkomo twetwen ho kwan a omo fa so, omo pen so, omo nya lead questions. Etuaka ye de omo nyina good Telegram platform so na ye cheche questions ni de ma omo tua be 300 Ghana cedis and the risk involved in case Antoine Mr. Omuji.
Yo, me da sababa pastor ma me konyaye. Mesre 1 minute pe na me dia chia me executive council members. And the entire membership of NEC or Ghana or regions, all the regions and the districts me chia ubia me staff, me secretary staff, me chia won nyina. And me chia ahwefo nyina nso. Asama abaya ye kan wasama krachi kan asema na ayro ho e ya ho mitu papa en sebio enu guase enso Pa say yes am say you move ye wo baby a ye tongue leak questions am for the koto no be true na no go say my pa na they say your educational system no and no say above from crack obi ti aso wo ye yes certificate am for the kita no obuo be na de be ma no enti ayasama at committee atiti na ya issue statement this week here young coalition ya issue statement young both tiny say emra to say find permanent solution to this problem enti e beda Adom TV as papa say mo frɛ mo ma ikonya ye ay start say program yi e say pe kwan bia e be fa so a sa de e be sia no asemi ayeti gentleman ya be kan asemi o ti ase enye yie enti eyeniguasa asem na mo frɛ enti na mo ko question mo ko talk question mo ntimi so yande because mo oni la so o ko questions na want me anso yande yenso a otina obetumi obeye na watumi ahu ade no na idijuma hye wonsa watumi aye ne yie because we are talking about human resource development, the quality of my be able to improve human resource news quality now of mind of the people no. That's what go to the questions now to me send the yenti nyawosani ye na watina the abo bra abo manya and then you find udumemu aduma be na ekoye because I didn't know question I didn't know answer o go talk keke until we got to know nyawosu enyiri achiro nyawo ntia ase
but Orahomaji, I mean the seriousness of Sasem way ni say awofo ni biankasangasa womo invest social be do so awofo no womo chi pe baby a ombenya solid questions bi e de ama womo mma
yo am pa me da say something na a value chain.
I mean, and you know, say schools be crown so ASR schools be because they are our friends saying and then they a school and what compare questions in the brain of students so na be pass na for grade A schools no
na nyina chre yen society no yen morality the level of morality the be do no because bibia yen pese ye bebre asana ya nya ye pese fa kwan akabi kwan bon bia so ne ese nya bia se ye nya enti ne ese be stress enye student no nko enye WAEC nko all the stakeholders awofo schools nankasa na wo kan ye nyina se ye kabom but ye kase WAEC ye kan say we should hold WAEC responsible if you say all no institution in charge of examination say I didn't evaluate a chain WAEC for be set on for teacher for certain questions on be pretty questions on the questions be examination centers mo fra trust of here on no be hwe vigilators wo ho WAEC officers wo ho mo fra be trust of here no it that come back to WAEC on ma mark on publishing results a chain na sa chain nyina se WAEC nsa nti bebi to si o baby a ese bisa WAEC fo no mu kire ye because I didn't near boy can or say gentleman can or say 2017 cry never cry doors to change never say
me ka say afie de na do so so ma penso de afie de
I am one was cancer enti asama bibia do die ese nyina ye kai to bom as our mind as stakeholders now you find permanent solution to this problem. Na sade no ensibio nyesa a good educational system no enimase.
Well, Ora Joseph Atu Homaji or executive
national interim chairman.
Oh, national interim chairman. Ghana National Education Campaign Coalition.
Correct.
And yete ni kano. Nyamin chadie Madam Philippa Lassen or president Ghana National Association of Teachers. Ono so abeka yensa Auntie Philippa akwaba. To be aboko there. If I na pay come on who hear me out to the extent that I'm sure him say rade mama mi bro wa makra en friend wo phone so because minim effort a teacher for mode ehye emofra nim preparing them and titi amode ma omo and especially on kwakotron social the preparations amode ma omo it say ebetodwa say exams questions a leaky ema bofra ne de neru akoshem nti afie kwa de tete ama ni ahu wo past questions booklet ni mu no ama nti yen twere bio but ebinom so blame mu teacher for no say you know at the end of the day me trouble from one day na ye kwa control so hwe na me teacher ni no me past questions e dey am abofran say na be ya obetwa na mani mu ate mage fancy a Auntie Philippa this is worrying.
Me near being remember watching
Aye fancy ye ma so me fancy
mama Ghana fo nyina so achi na dem bre sanchamamba nche bedi yo no ma supo nche obe me yo papa Osana, this is a very worrying situation for all of us, and especially as the president of the Ghana National Association of Teachers. And all unions in education are not happy. Onye the crowd, sana minia. Teacher juma oye dinankasa. In the classroom setting, in mofra wo hon woguma hro. Tida nyimpa ye nyina ye nyepe. Da man anse nyina so nyepe. Insu teaching you know do bonum was in the mo friending you now bet you nyina de pepepe. Yeah. What now there are different assimilation levels. Into obi bata symptom, obi renta symptom. Obi hompo ajido fi classroom na ne yanko fu fracture na. At the end of the day, all these children are writing the same examination. Into ye teaching bia na enyi som. Awufu bia na enyi som. Abufre bia na enyi som de all consortia or kwa akono na odi nkunyim di baba. Na teaching bia enyi ho. Emimi hu bi, I have no evidence. Okay. The obetra do be say mo friend ewie. Now all the questions be atre there. The me questions no baba. And now me questions so baba. Emimi hu bi that. The issue of past questions have been in the system for so many years. And what is the importance of past questions? Teacher for your chazi we are. Yama my friend exercises. Yama homework assignments. Wo we are a fear munumpo or what the one kasa when your material be a wobesua. Intina abay my textbooks are a church from painful. Say I will no approaching ya yet to me yazama one day. Monfan coffee na my friend Kusia. Can we say that is also wrong? Inti past questions more thing day. There is a test bank for every examination. And why no way you questions no wo afibia wo ye you know was aka boom. Now WAEC I share the questions and examinations in the bokodo. The minty answer na fimpo abeba my friend past questions no. Now it has been something that parents, guardians and the candidates themselves what to watch should be no so that they have a wider field. Teacher, you know what my day, one of my assignments my are there other questions in similar forms? But in a varied way. Maybe maybe it's a 1 + 1 or a 2. What is the sum of 1 and 1? Is 2. When you have 1 orange and you add 1, what is the answer? It is 2. It's the same 1 + 1. But in varied form. Yes. In the past questions no bois. In more friend, even a church of me who do. The question ya the same question away bis and this form. Inti yenye more friendly film and more friend as wusia. I'm a wish question and adjuna yan day. What is the sum of 1 and 1 or you different from 1 + 1? Inti church being you or Obama bufrebi watch for so many years from KG to J3. No bakata and yama macho in our 20 and 40 and 100 questions. Okay. We are giving holistic education. We are preparing people who will fit into society.
I am and
happy. Will not do that.
I am the part submissions I will make it. But Mami Bisa, past questions. Who should have access to past questions? I am a friend, and I say I am a teacher for.
Both. Teacher for. You better my shame na ya mofrano sample questions. That one ya no. In mofrano su one ya ye jumewe ya pun school na wo fie no. They can also try their hands on past questions. Into no be wa ni nua form 3 no we school no no form 1 and form 2 a. Us sister bra for open pen mam na make sure there motu mesua because the questions do not come from the final class. Questions so ya wasia. Ibi be fie bia J3 mpo, bi be fie SS1, SS2. Inti past questions here do boy na we see the varied forms. Yen na yade mo friend form and it is not wrong.
Okay. My other question of my call Ura Homaji Honum. Say you trump mocker. The questions are you trump mock or no? Is it an assurance say questions here you trump mocky? The probability say in 2 weeks or in a month's time, the final exam, so the questions is very high. Should that be the case, or is that the case? Has that been the case?
It is yes and no. And it is yes because it depends on the number of mock examinations.
Okay.
Into such mock examinations about 5, 6, 7, 8, 10. The possibility there, questions in the baba now because yeah, teacher for. Into your set of questions are we use the syllabi to teach. Into you definitely the question of in all the mock examinations now yeah more mock examinations some more tibiano if you or beba. But if you mock just 1 or 2, the possibility is low or the probability is low. In that case, obi by doing the mock and another but the more mock examinations you have, the higher probability of maybe seeing those questions in your final examination. And it's possible, yes. But it's not a trump card. There once a mature mock, it mature a no baba no. Instead of making is a yes and no, depending on the number of mock examinations you write.
But I don't know. The teacher for my mokakra. Na in a situation where we even hear say in the exams room, a teacher for no pushing Korano, one I mean answers. And Korani be a Bluetooth earpiece. Sani a meme the eshema so wa hai. Na teacher ni jina bonten ho. Na waka questions no. Na wa fail questions in the man A B C C D E sa na what the man Korano. And we get this information. Is this something new?
Well, all these are allegations. I have no evidence because WAEC employs people, and even though they are teachers, WAEC from Weduma they are invigilators, and there are certain things invigilators must do. Sometimes before the candidates even enter the hall, they must be searched. Inti then a mofranu tumura examination hall ho in American bi wo na teaching bi begina baby abobo. It is against our code of conduct as teachers. Inti se teaching bi yadam na if there is an evidence teaching no ho bachi no sanda wa atombra it's criminal. And so I don't expect any teacher to do that, and I have no information, I have no evidence. The teaching be to my Adam. Then in that case, we are telling the children that all the things we have taken you through for a number of years, we are telling you one day that they are all lies. Because we are teaching morals.
My issue is, you don't want to take the blame as teachers. Yet, mode subono ebo WAEC say investigations must be conducted and all that. Also can also allegations. Then I also family and I make a kind of say allegations. I don't know. And I'm laughing. My name call Urahoma, you have about Hobio. But these are the teachers. A teacher for no or more Casano. As a coalition, you hear some of these concerns. But you say mo press release and you pointed out some of these things. Mo stand in this thing.
You're standing and this said me that say young coalition. One of our young both and rule said you will make sure said there's quality education for the children. Now, say it compromises the quality of education. And you stand and they say, sir, all people who are involved, and that you fresh investigation. Like Madam is saying, also on the evidence, when you are allegation. But how can we get the evidence? You bring evidence to say investigation, thorough investigation. Now you pay independent body. No one has an investigation, no. Oh, why you bet you on you say, oh, your corporate, no. Anyone. Now, any deterrent. Am I because now you can't cano. Yes, sir. Adisiano, educational system in Ghana no good animasi.
Mr. Amadi, and the first time I call for investigations, we call for investigations, afibia, and yet, you said who said, as soon as see A, B, C, D, a few in your course, no, ya chiwam, to serve as a deterrent.
Mo me that say, and you know some kind statement now you can say, ni obedi for biano, I say a chinaso. Ni ato so me no, I say investigation now, findings no, publish because this is a public interest issue. Publish it. And yet you go no, any independent investigation. Normally, no, yeah, WAEC for also investigation. But more so, I'm setting more questions. More so, I'm way. Now, more so, I'm investigation. Yeah, when you're caught, this time, no, you're person WAEC by yet. You're person independent body, and yet, baby, to say Parliamentary Select Committee on Education, for example, they can do.
But at the honor, Nipa no.
I mean, besides, I said, come here, so Nipa ne the baby mine. Oh, Nipa ne the baby mine. Until one say, yeah, and I say, any other ministerial committee can do any other committee be independent, no. We are calling for say investigation. No.
Over the years, why economic answer investigating no. Now we are no findings and say a question and answer question. We don't get to find out. You sir, why economic investigating no internal investigation.
There be and my yakano. You say okay statement now.
Yes.
You say independent investigation.
Okay.
You person WAEC because I didn't for WAEC. Somebody catch no. From setting of questions, copy go through the system, go back to WAEC to write to mark and publish the results. Then you ask WAEC inside. And you know WAEC not the area. Na one of some setting of investigation. This time you do baby woman no previously. This time dear. Yen ku no yen collation you see. You perceive funny permanent solution. Na sa nyama no ekutia yen educational system in Ghana egu yen na so no etuncha. Nti yen
ba kakra. Oka independent investigation
yo
define my eku a omo conduct this investigation be credible to all stakeholders. Oh, some investigation way there because it's coming from so and so committee, you know, it's credible. The results remember.
Mo me that say. And if you say 1 Parliamentary Select Committee, bet me here. 2 ABI committee BI bet me from NAT the teacher unions no also. Young coalition in education also. Parents also. Other students need be ankasa club bet me abaso. Any other individuals bet me abaso. Set by ABI ministerial committee and whatever. In your young trans, now young come, why you can be a member of that committee, so that we all go into it. Nani creative social can carry every year piano. I said a teacher. Now you in the nation because you mean cause of the beer, it will the uncommon, not the beer bar, never the beer bar. Yes, sir. Certificate non colaniquitano. Ain't no booby.
But I said, I'm going Sorry, or Executive Director, Africa Education Watch, and to train common. Mr. Sorry, tell me coming more kwaba.
My son, which chairman, my chief financial food in a new panelist, so let's start showing what I'm saying. I'm sharing.
Obiajo, so, sorry. Sir, Mekaya, sir, online, social media, leakages near the Africa Education Watch. More, I'm going to say home pampan first. If you say, Adom Honsem, Betuja, Kwameso Namofaso, pick some information right from social media platforms, Edeba online, Mudu Honsem Betuja. Rasari.
You, I'm saying, if you say exam, and your project, I monitor the European schools from 200 schools. Now 200 schools, they do 100 senior high schools. The first year examination, and your collaborators now you more collective data of schools. No, my hint is in Colano, behavior. No, it was a probably ever. Until they were monitoring their movement in the idea. Until no, if the status here further investigation, and who said there were some social media platforms be not. Questions no then here about you know, and I network mostly any headmasters will be in the
Rasa Adarama, Obama on the Sokama, na Yatimiato Unka. Adarama.
As I would day a network, your headmasters, and so you juma. Into the one they say, there's something going on. Now, I had the air for problems, and this time I a bit bigger because of the proliferation of internet and mobile phone. And if you are saying to share website, social media platforms, it be or Telegraph, it be or WhatsApp, it be or Facebook. And you say, now yesterday you say you were better 10-11 now questions if you say about. And you call mass you say questions number. Now share picture name here. It won't say nipa na utra picture no. The whole pack of questions, pack now, why for more some I say pink cover be a
yes.
It was a pack at the table so at the name you trap picture into whom say pack another. Into whom say obviously the people will try, you know, or you'll be or custody of the questions. Try. And when you who and say no, we need to alert the friend say. And you know, initially we started having discussion with Deputy Director GS, Dr. Tano. And we said no. You know, there's a history of GS now. Time beyond, I didn't no deny. Now I can deny, no deny. Now I share the relationship between GS and WAEC now. It makes it unworthy for you to report examination leakages to GS because GS said much wrong there, and they are hoping they get a good result, the best results. And now WAEC my examine, they are supposed to be independent, and you know, WAEC my GS you virtually waste your time. Nothing will happen. That has happened over the past 10 years. The BNC. And you know, we decided that in that case we are going to write to the select committee. So I got in contact with the select committee chair and then the ranking member. And a Sunday petition come out. Just a petition now and another leakage by which was the chief examiner's contact details. Examiner's contact, or telephone numbers, or email, almost school there, almost subject or examine almost about 1,000 Krubia there. And he said, no, there's something fundamentally wrong with what is happening. Why? Because if we've gone past exquestions to now include contact of examiners, illegal, say, disclose the identity of an examiner. There's a non-disclosure agreement between WAEC and every examiner, and not that, but between any assessor or assessment body in the world and the examiners. And even within the same school, masters in the camp no examiner, they don't disclose their identity. So for WAEC to have superintended over this regime of leaking the contact details of its examiners, it was the lowest ebb WAEC could travel along the integrity ladder. And you know, they didn't home, they can't home. Select committee is almost the enemy say, or external body. Are more oversight responsibility on all institutions in the education sector. And almost bipartisan. And you know, among Enshimuna, a better formal institution of WAEC, a best strengthen the regulation of the assessment sector. Because currently at assessment sector, there's no regulator. WAEC for SHL standards, normal prison. And you know, any regulator be our hobby because I the standards. When follow, I can revoke your license, I will punish you, I will fine you. In the balance and time be a WAEC for more mere bonina. Or more punishment of the say or more cancel papers. But yes, or cancel or punish in Colano. In Colano, they have not written any paper, they have not written any questions, they have not transported any questions. Almost share, but then they are always at the receiving end of WAEC for more incompetence. Until we felt that no. We need a regulator to regulate the assessment system, not only WAEC, but also NAPTEX and GC, Cambridge International Baccalaureate, all the assessment bodies, both local and international organizations, they will come under regulator. So that there will be standards, there will be sanctions. The most importantly, there will be an office of complaints at the regulator's office. Just like you can say, your office of qualification and assessment, OFQA. There's an office of complaints that one meeting say, say Madam Philippa enya say apobia POB and also sending email that they come out office, and office now investigating. This office is not WAEC, independent of WAEC. No more independent I know investigating now. Sanctions are due no. I'm material to WAEC and I say well, you know, we na they got to in parliament.
Okay, sorry, WAEC for press release and regions are maybe I'm feel say fault ni every buy. I'll read a portion. Now, if you major adventure or say. Snapshots of mathematics core paper 2 were posted on social media platforms after the release of the paper from WAEC strong rooms. And my emphasis here is on the strong rooms. I mean, how do we sanitize Nipa almost our strong room? Because Nipa don't be a Juma or almost any other contracts na mom leak paper na mame. You huge sums of money to their mom. Moving forward, how do we sanitize the strong room? WAEC strong room for that matter.
Sa statement now kind say the essence of that statement was to abdicate responsibility from WAEC. Now WAEC for episode was aligned and say even though they are not responsible. That is all WAEC so to say there. What they can or say a leaky was strong room or say a leaky after it had left the strong room.
Yes.
Into some abdication if we for now my question before I'm about so the question is so between the strong room and the school, why for some chairs I'm here responsible?
Thank you.
Yet tell say so what the questions in the back central region. Ebia now strong room now Cape Coast. How why for head office no central region. And it's a strong room or Cape Coast. Now I'm some trying to say our match by 3 o'clock. I will say a car free Cape Coast. Ebia the questions no call for secondary school. For you 2 hours drive and maybe a 3 hours drive.
Yes.
I also move you on them. Why from some say question no a pay for muru 1 month and the leaky into they are responsible. I mean the question is why from some say they are not responsible for what happens after their strong room. If that is the case, why are they responsible for what happens in the schools that they invigilate? Subsequent get an attempt to abdicate responsibility, which is not too clear. But then again, it is only an external independent body that can actually have a panoramic view of actors are ever within the value chain. There's the question value chain from the time questions are set to how they are printed, how they are transported, from the center to the regions where the strong rooms are, and also from the regions to the district. They would know rule maybe as a BNI can rule a BNI for play, maybe as a police for can rule a police for play, maybe as a GES directors can rule play. So that you specifically know who is responsible at which point for which reason why it wants to abdicate their responsibility.
Yeah.
But so far as they are concerned there, say a leaky WAEC office, a leaky WAEC strong room, a leaky outside WAEC strong room, and a leaky school one Nina and WAEC are responsible because they are the examining body. Or one a registration fee mom, registration fee police, registration fee GS, OBI, WAEC the chairman won't say. A band said the quality of service delivered no deficient. We can only but hold WAEC responsible.
Okay, but on issues of cancellation, sir, leaked papers, young cancel, is that the way to go?
Me are quite hesitant. Your team this year, analysis of the situation. Your team know your board member for your former board member of WAEC. Your team know one of your fellows in your former board member of WAEC. And we had a very, very extensive discussion on the issue. The conclusion is say all the time the question is leaking. Say the first resort in say young council questions young council exams now. But you punish the students for the inefficiency of WAEC. Now, presently in your pandemic situation, our students are going to school for almost 2 months preparing for examination. And now WAEC for also another pandemic about examination leakage. Until within this double pandemic situation, the what you should never think of is to further punish students through this. And you also cancel or punish students because they've been through a lot, and then you are punishing them for the inefficiency of WAEC. But sadly, I am not comfortable with the silence of government. This year, and leakage, they say we can say say leakage. But a rare say why the Bible say leakage about. The last time I say this year was 2015 or something. Why I can consider leakage. Before me consider someone deny and I will provided evidence to them. And then anchor come this year there, a do level examiners contact details and also social media. Sad information at the core of the integrity linings. Integrity linings are a what system, mass system, action of credibility to the Ghanaian stakeholder and international stakeholder. One of them and the objectivity and independence of your assessors and examiners. For WAEC to have leaked that document, I think it should have required a spontaneous reaction from the Ministry of Education. Because we're a big issue. But up to now, any opposition, any commentary from the Ministry on it. And I feel we need something like that, because whatever it is, it's a parliamentary investigating. Normally recommending institutional reform, say, you consider instituting a regulator to regulate the assessment sector near. Whatever Parliament will say will be a recommendation to the executive.
Okay, but in this case, what should be the position of the Ministry of Education?
Well, me feel say to begin with, the ministry should express concern and worry about that incident.
Yes.
More so where the incident happened to a contractor. Why come a contractor of the ministry?
Yes.
Because almost 75 million. Some fine question. I'm fine exam same moment. Okay, I buy 75 million in my WAEC. Some on fire and call exams. And WAEC I'm a contractor. I'm a contractor of the Ministry of Education. Into a client, a provider short service, and that's why they be a go lower the expectation of your contractor agreement. You have to speak out. Say you're unfortunate. Say so and so it happens. And only one key thing. And apart from that, giving the citizenry the assurance, say you are aware of what is going on, and you are very, very worried because the integrity of the system in the air state.
Yeah.
Until you are working around the clock, talking to stakeholders, consulting on how best to strengthen the assessment sector. Say the best idea NCBU. Very, very reassuring. That's what we need from the ministry to assure us. Say in all this, we all have a sense of direction. Say this time, we need to do something so that beat again next year. Okay,
but there's been calls for competition in who is supposed to be the governing body for examination. For instance, in the printing of the questions, setting of the questions, I say, WAEC, I enjoyed that monopoly for too long.
One of the challenges are WAEC faces here and say, Omaya lags in the absence of competition. Because we will be in competition there, so there is no edge to improve or keep improving on quality. Apart from that, there's a regulator and a service provider. They set their own standards and appraise themselves. And because these two things have superimposed to the favor of WAEC, they determine what is quality assurance. And the regulator will determine, say, and of course we are in support of liberalizing it, will determine, say, you liberalize the assessment landscape. So you be creative competition. Our actors appeal the game, not quality improve. A very simple thing to bring in external competition. Get reputable assessment bodies. Then I catch them say, okay, but some of us examine alongside WAEC. WAEC for more examine mainly based on repeat assessments. Like WAEC focusing along the line of repeat assessments. I did actually when we say quality or council, max. The other examining bodies are based on analytics. Based on how you are applying the extra one. And to me, 1 + 1 is equal to 2 now. No, but say 1 + 1 is equal to 2. And then 2 - 1 a year. or sort test application for treatment. Every assessment body be a strategy for assessing. Obi also or any say applied assessment. So actually will say light faster than sound faster than light. See. Question you so we demonstrate a trend. And until we can bring in 1 or 2 other international reputable assessment bodies. Now we are determine how we assess it. Now and they are going to use the same curriculum. Intermediate standardized. The only thing that we'll have to do is say, at the teacher education level, we'll have to expand the scope of the curriculum to include other assessment methods apart from the repeat, because our teachers are inclined towards teaching them to meet WAEC's repeat method of assessment.
Okay.
And other methods of assessment, will be part of the teacher training curriculum. So the teacher they will know how to teach the student. So what draw WAEC, so what draw the different one. You can still answer the questions because the same syllabus. Just that they may be asking you the questions from different dimensions.
Okay.
It is something that is done in many countries. You can say about 5 assessment bodies. New England, Cambridge, about 5 assessment bodies. Under one regulator, I have an Office of Qualifications and Assessment. Of course, Scotland has some the Scottish Qualification Authority. It's something we can do. Nigeria, South Africa, they have several assessment. But even Ghana, they have 4 or 5 this year. Ghana, you Cambridge International, GC. Most of the schools now in the morning start, they are there in Peter's GC, and then Cambridge International for the examination. Cambridge for the questions if you London, Ghana. If you do Ghana 1 month before examination, it is kept in the school for 1 month. It be liquid. And so we say there's competition because international baccalaureate for no one. It is our Cambridge do liquid questions you will lose out because there's competition in the system.
Absolutely.
And I'm targeting high end low cost schools, high end schools that will be fees $10,000 a term. Say so as what I say, fees $10,000 a term, $60,000 a term. And you say, what clients are high income earners, diplomats, middle income, higher income earning Ghanaians. You need to ensure, say, you meet the expectation. The quality is high. Questions are kept in the school for 1 month, but liquid. Let's bring in some of these people to participate in the space, in the public tertiary space. Now, you might want some competition. Before say, some competition under the regulator now. WAEC will put their apps together and then they will begin to match up with the quality that we require to ensure, say, you have a very credible assessment regime. Say, I'm sure yes, I'm making here. And universities, they are going back to the period that are entrance exams as an university. Because those periods, the university did not have trust in the WAEC certificates. That was one of the reasons why entrance exams now. If we don't take proactive steps now, we may be heading towards another regime where universities will ask, in spite of a certificate, entrance exams not by university.
Russell, what's the name here? Kofi Asare, Executive Director, Education Watch Africa, and to train and come on. Philippa,